and said, well, what happens if Republicans don't control the Senate? How are you going to get your wish list passed? Go back to YouTube and watch that interview. Harris was stunned. She had no answers. So
Okay.
hold on one second. And the reason why that's important is it did not matter who won the White House. What the hell is that? You got a parrot or a cat? What the fuck's going on over there?
Bird. That's my bird.
That's your bird. Okay, tremendous. But it did not matter who won the White House. The Republicans were still going to control the Senate because of the way the map was set up. Okay, nobody with a brain said that there was any chance that the Democrats were going to win the Senate. So all the things that you cite had no chance of passing. Do you realize that? Yet here we are 10 months since Trump has been
So then
back
would you
now?
say that's more on a failure on Republicans because of the fact of the matter they don't want to actually help the American people, or would you say that's a failure on Democrats?
Well, is it fair to say that the American people did not like what Harris said? Or
I
wanted
would
to
say that
do?
American people did not know what her policies are because she ran on a bad campaign. I can agree with
Ran
you
on
on
a
that.
bad campaign. Elaborate on a bad campaign, please.
Necessarily not actually going on the policies that Americans needed to hear, like the fact of the matter that grocery prices were extremely high and inflation was high, and instead going on the fact of the matter of abortion and demonizing groups of people, such as, if I can quote specifically, if we lose this election, it goes on the failure of black men.
Okay, so you agree Harris was a terrible candidate, yes or no?
I wouldn't say she's the best candidate necessarily, but I can definitely say that she was necessarily better than what we have right now with Donald Trump, when we have a raising unemployment rate and a completely loss of GDP growth.
Okay, very good. So elaborate on the GDP, please.
So necessarily the fact of the matter that when we especially when we have like these trade wars, specifically with China, and then even continuing on with the loss of loss of employment. Higher employment does bring more revenue, which would also go hand in hand with the GDP growth.
Do you know what our
up.
GDP is currently for the last
I
quarter?
can get you. If you want me to go grab my tablet real quick, I can get you the number.
Just in your mind, what do you think it is? What do you think it was? So
Um,
you're up here
I know.
criticizing the GDP, and you don't even know what it was?
Well, I can't give you the exact number. If you wanted me to go get the exact number between from before Trump's election, before Trump's term, and then after, I can get you that.
But do you remember whenever Democrats were saying that because of the tariffs, and if you remember Liberation Day, the stock market did crash, but the
It also crashed just recently.
Democrats in the media kept saying that by the 4th of July, we will be in a recession. And the
Yeah, I
reason
mean,
why they were do you know how we determine if we're in a recession or not?
necessarily by our GDP growth and by our unemployment rate. Not only that, but by like these separate
The
But
unemployment rate is the lowest it's been
wait,
since
hold on, Liv.
2009, by
Nobody's
the way.
talking to you, Liv. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of your bitch ass.
Wait,
Go ahead.
anyways, right? Specifically, right? GDP growth, the unemployment rate.
And
Not
what do
only
we
that,
need to see from the GDP to qualify or to say that we're in a recession? What do we
we will
need?
need to see like a downward trend within charts. Necessarily, we have
What
seen
what,
a
do-
downward
what
trend.
exactly? What do we need?
Like a loss of profit. Necessarily.
Okay, for how many quarters?
I can't give you the
So
necessary
you have
quarters,
no
but I do
clue.
know.
You have no clue. You have no clue.
How do I have no clue when I just gave
Okay, so a
it?
recession is determined when we have 2 straight quarters of a negative
Okay, fair enough.
GDP. Okay, so when was the last time we had 2 straight quarters of a
Oh wait,
negative GDP?
recession under Bush.
Incorrect. We had 2 straight quarters of a negative GDP under Joseph R. Biden. Okay, but the media did a
Well,
great
true.
job.
That's true, but necessarily, could you say that that was just based off of
Okay,
a
so
world
wait, I
recession?
asked you a very direct question. You said '08. You're wrong. Okay,
Well,
so
I'm
the
saying
reason,
specifically on a president's
hold on. The
like
reason why the Democrats and the media played that game by the 4th of July is because one, they knew that the first quarter of this year we had a negative GDP, right? And then the second quarter GDP was going to get released the first Thursday in July. So that's why they were comfortable saying that. And then the second quarter GDP came out, and was it positive or negative?
If you want me to get that information, I can get that information for you real quick.
So why are you up here talking about GDP when you have no clue? Why do you do that?
Why did I do that? Because again,
Yeah.
we did see again from what I recently saw, we did have a loss in GDP growth necessarily. Again, I'm not sitting here saying that he's causing a recession right now necessarily, but we have seen a higher unemployment rate, which is not good from the 2.8 that we had
What is the
before.
unemployment rate right now?
4.1 last time I checked.
Okay. And what's considered, technically it's 4.3. Do you realize that 4.3% is considered full employment here for this country?
Is it not a concern that that is still necessarily higher than it was before? Because remember,
Versus what?
we
Wait, hold
had
on one
one of the
second.
lowest
Versus what?
unemployment rates in
What does that mean?
2023. Yeah, wait, we had one of the lowest unemployment rates, which was around like 2.8.
2.8? We've never had an employment rate at 2.8%.
Do you want
Never,
me?
ever.
Do you want me to get the charts for you? I can get the charts for you real quick.
Yeah, show me a chart where the unemployment rate was 2.8%. You have no clue what the fuck is going on.
I got you.
And to be fair, you're a typical Democrat where you hate Donald Trump. You have no clue what the fuck is going on. Too funny, bro.
My fault. I teacup. I never said I hated Donald Trump. Anyways,
Tell me something that's going well in America right now.
Head southeast toward John Carter.
All right, he's headed to John Carter Boulevard or whatever the fuck that is. Go ahead, tell me something that's going well here in America.
Statistics. All right, we have 2019, 2023, which is in fact, where is it?
You have. And this is why, and I mean this sincerely, this is why the Democratic Party is done.
Actually, wait, no. Okay, so I lied. It was actually a 3.4 necessarily,
Okay, great.
which was the lowest. Even
Correct.
still, a rising. We can all agree that a rising unemployment rate is a concern necessarily.
Okay.
Can we agree on that?
Elaborate on that, why it's a concern. Go ahead.
Why more Americans not being employed?
That's exactly what it
Yes,
is.
that is a yes. We want as many Americans employed than unemployed.
Okay.
And we understand that also the charts can be kind of skewed because of the fact that we have a higher rate of especially like young adults having 1 to 2 jobs right now. Which
But
is
that would go
more than
against
ever
what
before.
that would mean that more jobs are filled. So that doesn't make that.
That would
doesn't
mean more jobs are filled necessarily, but then the accuracy of these statistics aren't actually as accurate as we would like it because of the fact that we don't have a true significant number of actually how many people are employed and how many people aren't
Wait, I'm
employed.
so sorry. How do we calculate the unemployment rate?
We calculate so we got total, so we calculate between men 20 years or over, women 20 years over, 16, 19, white, black, African American. What's it called? It goes
Bro,
based on
just
population necessarily.
once again,
Also,
point blank,
hold on,
point
hold on,
blank,
hold on.
point blank.
Wait,
Stop.
wait.
Stop. You were one of the
Why?
dumbest motherfuckers to come up here. You have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. No
I'm
clue.
literally giving you the charts right here.
Once
like-
again, the question.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on one second.
Does
The
the Bureau lie?
Hold on one second. The question was,
Yeah, wait.
how do we determine the unemployment rate? And what you proceeded to do was to read the chart.
Yeah, I'm giving you the chart and then I'm explaining the chart. Can I explain the chart necessarily? Right? At how we get these statistics.
All right, so let's move past this. You have
Because
embarrassed
we get it
yourself.
from both. Wait, we
Hold
get
on
it
one second. You
both
have
from the
embarrassed
companies
yourself
that
here.
are employing.
Wait, I'm so
and
sorry.
necessarily
Why are you
people who are-
talking when I'm talking? What is wrong with you? Okay,
What's
so
wrong with you,
tell
bro?
me something that is going well in America right now.
Tell you something
Trump
that's
is-
going well in
Yeah,
America
go ahead.
right now. I mean, I don't necessarily agree how they did the what's called the Israel Palestine ceasefire, but however, I do think it's a good thing. The fact of the matter that Israel Palestine Trump was able to bring an Israel Palestine ceasefire. Can you agree on that one?
Yeah, I think that if, God forbid, the dumpster fire Carmela Harris that you voted for I feel that those
Kamala Harris was
hostages.
also
Wait, why
advocating
are
for a
you
ceasefire.
talking when I talk? What is wrong with you?
Because it's stupid to say, "Oh, the dumpster fire." We're bringing up what's it called? Parts of what Donald Trump just
Okay,
did. Right?
let's move. Let's
And
move
even
past it. Give me something else that is going well. I'm not going to go down the Middle East with you because you can't even tell me things that are happening here in America, let alone the Middle East. But go ahead. What?
necessarily. I mean, what can you actually go on that's good about what's called America, specifically when our grocery prices actually have gone up higher than they were under Biden?
Okay, so is it a good thing or a bad thing for America that Donald Trump is deporting illegal immigrants? Is that good or bad for America?
I'd say that's a bad necessarily on how specifically he's
Very
doing it.
smart.
How
I
he's
just want.
doing
I
it.
just want good or bad. That's all I want. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that the border encounters are down over 90% year over year? Is that good or bad for America?
Again, this is a more interesting and more elaborate.
Just good or bad. All I want is good or bad.
All right. So how about this?
Is it
bad
good
that
or bad?
Is it good that our production line has
All right,
gone
very good.
down?
Next question.
has
Is
gone-
it good
Wait, no,
or bad?
How is it good that
Okay,
our production
hold
line
on
has
one
gone
second.
down because of
Hello?
these illegal immigrants not going to work?
Okay, here.
or
What I'm going to
getting
do, what
taken
I'm going
out?
to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop you, and you're more than welcome to come back up. Okay, but all I want is good or bad. That's all I want. I don't need your dumbass commentary. I don't need anything else from you but good or bad. I don't remember what the fuck your name was, but it is what it is. Let's go with Scott. All right, Scott, you disappeared. Marcus. Good morning, Marcus. How are you? All right, Marcus. Good talk.
You there?
Yeah. Was that Marcus? Marcus, where are you
Yeah.
from?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
All right. What brings you up, kind sir?
Well, I really liked the format you were doing, like the good or bad. I wanted to see if you can ask me some questions, just like our fellow who didn't answer any of the questions, and I'll actually give you proper
Well,
responses.
are you a Trump supporter or not?
I'd say more so, yeah, I would be a Trump supporter.
Okay,
yes.
I don't need to talk to another Trump supporter. I'm not
Oh,
worried
you're a
about
Trump
that.
supporter. Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
I didn't know you were a Trump supporter.
Do you not see my? Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah, no,
No
that's
biggie.
yeah. Well, the only thing that confused me was just the Charlie Kirk versus George Floyd thing. I didn't understand what you meant by what was different. Yeah, that was the only thing that kind
Well,
of threw me off.
what do you mean you don't understand what the difference was? I don't get that.
So, like, I didn't know if you were Republican, conservative, or liberal based on that question, just because there's no like definite stance on it. That's all.
What are you
But if
talking
you're
about? The top pictures show people praying. The bottom picture showed people lighting shit on fire and looting.
oh yeah, I didn't mean it. I didn't understand that part. I just read the question. That's all that confused me. But I agree with you on the yeah. I'm a Trump supporter too.
All right, I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank
Below
you.
you.
I guess I'm out too because I'm a Trump supporter as well. Fuck.
All right, I appreciate you. Just stay right there.
Sorry for the confusion.
SRT, what do you got?
No, I was up here for the when we were talking about 13% of the population, 50% of the crime.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I
Tell me more.
disagreed with your take on if you can't point to like an area that isn't violent crime where they only represent 13% of the population and they're failing. I guess my rebuttal to that would be is the judicial system failing since black people make up 50% of exonerated, and they also, when compared to their white counterparts for the same crime, basically trying to what's the word I'm looking for? In an equation, trying to limit all of the factors that are not the same, they receive 33% longer sentences. Would that be?
So why? What I don't understand is why is it that dumbasses come up here and they want to focus on the few dozen exonerations instead of focusing on the few thousand murders? I don't get that. Why do you guys do that?
You
It
don't
comes
have to
off
come
very,
dumbass
very
question.
dumb to me.
Yeah, I got you. So few thousand murders in comparison to millions of people would be the exact same as a few thousand in comparison to a few hundred, right?
No, once again, we're not talking about the people that were not arrested or
Well, you
convicted or
said black
whatever.
people. You didn't specify. So when you say black people, you're generalizing all black people. When you say black people, in the same way that I would say like,
I think
all,
as a collective, yes, they are a massive
how can it be as a
failure in
collective when
this
it's less
country.
than
Wait, why are
1%?
you talking when I talk?
Because you were talking over me. You cut me off.
But
while I
I
was
don't
talking.
give a flying.
Then I
fuck.
won't have a conversation with you. Fuck off.
Okay, no problem. You did good, bro. Good job.
Got cooked, but I just got a question.
Wait, I'm
Why are you
oh, what did you
why
say?
are you comparing this?
Y'all got cooked. How did I get cooked? Tell me how.
I said you got cooked. I mean, you couldn't answer a single
How did
thing
I
he
get
said,
cooked?
and then you went to insulting him, which shows your intellect. You're clearly not very intellectual. Because of that, you have to insult when he didn't insult you a single time. He just asked you a simple question. But
Okay.
that's not me. That's not here, neither here nor there. Why are we comparing this? Charlie Kirk
So
was killed by what?
hold on
Another
one
white
second.
man, right?
Serge, hold on one second. Why is
Yeah, I
it?
got you.
What was the best point that the prior person made? What point did he make?
I was just more focused on the fact that you had to insult him instead of answering his question. Shows your intellect very much.
It shows your intellect very much. Okay, so Serge,
Anyway,
why did
can
you
I
come
get to my
up?
point?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, why are we comparing Charlie Kirk's death to George Floyd's? Charlie Kirk was shot by what? Another white man, correct?
Serge, you coming up here and stating the
I'm just
obvious.
asking. I'm
Wait,
just
Serge,
asking questions, brother.
Serge, when I talk, just stop. Just be quiet,
Yeah,
okay?
you're not my father. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
You're doing the
regardless.
same thing to me.
But Serge, once again, I'm not you coming up here and stating who murdered them and how it happened. That's obvious, right? You're stating the
Yeah, I'm
obvious.
asking a question. I'm
The
trying to get to
question
my
is,
point.
why was the response
I'm
different?
trying to get to my point.
That's what I'm looking for. So if you can just answer
Okay.
that directly.
I got you. I got you. So the response wasn't the same because George Floyd was constantly screaming, "I can't breathe," and had a knee on his neck, getting choked out by a cop who wasn't using the right procedures to restrain the man. And Charlie Kirk was shot by another white man who just didn't like what he was saying. So why are we comparing this? Why are we comparing
Okay,
the
so do you
outcomes
think?
when
All right,
the
stop.
outcome?
Do you
I
think
got you.
that the fentanyl in St. George Floyd's system did that help or hurt him that day?
Does that really equate to him getting choked out?
Do you,
Answer
I'm so
that.
sorry.
Please answer that.
Did you hear my question?
Oh no. I'm answering your question with
Oh, okay,
another
great.
question.
So just very directly, once again, two options: help or hurt. Did the fentanyl in St. George Floyd's system help or hurt him that day?
That would hurt him, but
Of
that
course.
doesn't really equate to him getting choked out. The
Say that
fentanyl,
again.
okay, that doesn't really equate to him getting choked out. The fentanyl does its own thing. Him getting choked out is a whole nother action, brother. I don't know why you're trying to. I don't even know why you said that. Does that really make sense in your tiny little brain? He was on drugs, so the officer is allowed to choke him out. Oh my God. What are we talking about, bro? Listen to yourself, please. For 2 seconds, listen to yourself. You're qualifying people as black people instead of just saying the race of black people. You're not even qualifying us as a people, black people. What are we doing?
Where did I say black people? I don't understand.
Bro, you've said black people many times this live. I hope you have it recorded, and I'm pretty sure
I
other
do.
people have
I
heard
upload
you
it to
say
my YouTube
black
every time,
people,
every day,
black people using us
every
as a
day. We
whole.
have
I'm glad
idiots
you
like
do,
you
and we
come
can
up
go
and
back.
have
We can go back,
meltdowns.
and in that video, I'm gonna watch your video, and I'm gonna comment the exact timestamp every time you said and referred to black people as a whole, instead of saying something more, a little bit more respectful. I don't qualify you as a white person,
Saying that
but
black
you are
people.
white.
Okay, hold
You
on.
are
So
white.
you're. Oh,
It's
wait,
just the
wait.
way. It's just the way you refer to it.
Okay, so by
I'm not
me
saying the
saying.
way. It's just no. It's just the way you say it, brother. It's just the way you say it. Not saying that you saying black people is a bad thing. It's just the way you say it and the way you
It's
come
the
off.
way I say it. So whenever I say black people lead the country in murder, Is there a better way to say that wouldn't hurt your feelings?
I mean, it don't necessarily hurt my feelings. I'm half white. I'm half
But
what
you're
you are.
here.
So
You're up here. You're up here whining like a little bitch.
I'm not whining. I'm on your ass. There's a difference than whining and on your ass. Because I'm the one mainly talking, and you're just sitting there listening like a little bitch. So
Right.
let's
No,
continue on.
Well,
Let's
Serge,
continue on.
I think it's Serge, right? Serge, I appreciate people like you. My
I know.
platform is built for Muslims, Democrats, and Black Americans to come up here, embarrass themselves, and have a
I'm
meltdown.
embarrassing
And
you, brother.
that's what I embrace. So that's why I'm allowing you
And
to
that
talk a
was
little bit more.
that was a
Go
little
ahead.
bit racist. Because why didn't you say white people too? I'm pretty sure white people come up here.
Well, to be fair, white
Gotcha.
people. Wait, a white person could be Muslim, right?
Gotcha. I
Can a
mean, yeah,
white
they
person
can,
be
but you
Muslim?
said black people and minorities too. So
All
I
right.
mean,
So can a
let's not do
Democrat
that.
be a white person? Did you really get me?
Yes. What's your point, brother? What's your point? You said black people and minorities as well. So you're still coming off as a little racist, and you didn't
Okay.
mention white people.
Well,
We know what
once
you
again,
meant. We
wait.
know what you meant. You can try to dumb it down, but brother, we know what you meant. Everybody watching that knows. We know what you meant,
What did I mean?
brother. Let's not play stupid. We know what you mean. Can we track a conversation here? Let's stop asking stupid questions and track a conversation, please. You get cooked by a 20-year-old. I know you're not. You're probably what, your 30s. It's crazy the intellectual gap between us, and I'm only 20 years old. Keep listening to me like a good little bitch. Stop being racist and lock in, brother. It's so much more to do, so much more to accomplish in this world, but you're up here doing shit like this. I get you get money from it, but I mean, the hatred in your heart is clear to see. It's very clear. I think we should just have less hatred as a people. That's all we need. Go to church more. Praise God a little bit more. But hey, I didn't cook you enough. I want somebody else to come up here and do that. God bless you, brother. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a blessed day.
Cooked. Cooked. No way around it. You cooked, bro. Too funny. And the question I have is, do you really think Serge thinks that he cooked on that conversation? Whitney Houston.
Sir did cook on that conversation. So
And what was the best point that he made?
just to spread love, be
Okay,
kind.
I'm with
What's
you
the
there. I didn't
point?
fight back on that. I'm with
Yeah, I
you.
mean that's
Spread
it. That's
love.
all. When you start right there, you end right there. Like all you gotta do
Amen.
is just show love. You don't have to be like, what's your point? Like, what are you trying to do? Honestly, what's your point? I'm trying to get your point of you trying to like get people to go against each other. Like black people and white people don't necessarily just hate each other. It's just y'all just spreading this propaganda, and it's just crazy
What propaganda am I spreading?
that there's still racism and there's still this and that, which it is, but y'all just spreading it like y'all are experiencing it, or like it's just crazy. You're
Wait,
not
so let's recap. I said, what propaganda am I spreading? You said, you act like there's
the
still.
propaganda that Charlie Kirk versus George Floyd, and that there is a reason why one is better than the other. Like, what the hell?
No, I want to be clear, Whitney. I'm not comparing the person, right? Like, that's not a comparison. Charlie Kirk was a good man. St. George Floyd, excuse me, was a piece of shit human being, right? There's no disputing that.
Who
I'm
are you
talking
to
about,
say that?
hold on,
Though?
Whitney,
But
one
go
more
ahead.
sentence and I'll let you respond. I'm comparing the responses to the deaths of them. So go ahead, floor is yours.
I just said what I said. Love, peace, and I hope you get it one day. You're too old to be doing it, anyways, like you said.
But
So
I'm full of love.
you're not.
How am I, once again, how am I
What
full
is
of
your
hate?
point? Like, what is your point of, starting this live? Like, you are spreading hate. Like, you're trying to compare black people and white people, who's better, who's not. Like, what is your point? It's what I'm asking you.
Well, my
What are you
point, first
trying
of all,
to?
okay.
What are you
Go ahead.
trying to share? Like, what are you trying to do?
Okay, the point of my platform is to have dumb Muslims, dumb Democrats, and dumb Black Americans come up and defend their positions, have meltdowns, and look like morons. That's the point. To answer
Okay.
you directly.
Okay. So I get okay. Well, I guess it's just entertainment.
Oh, 100%. It is
Okay.
entertaining. Yes.
All right. So well, have a good day then. Y'all entertain yourselves.
Whitney Houston, everybody.
Sad.
What's sad? Why are you
It's a
taking a
sad
shot on your
world
way
we
out,
live
baby?
in. It's the world we live in. It's sad. Like, just spread love. Just say something nice about a black person. And a black person say something nice about a white person. Like, who cares? It's just skin deep. Like, it's not that deep.
Amen. I'm with you.
So, like, what are you doing? That's what I'm
But
asking. What are you doing? It's
Whitney,
not that deep.
I must tell you, I don't think I can be considered racist because I have been told over and over again that I have jungle fever. I don't know exactly what that is, but I cannot be racist. That's
But
for sure.
nobody said you were racist. I never once said you were racist. I don't
Oh,
think
but,
you're
okay,
racist.
but
I think
everybody
you
else
like.
does
I
it.
think you highly enjoy the black culture. I
I
think you
do.
do. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do.
Like, and so it's
Guilty.
just that
Guilty as
the way
charged.
that you come across. I'm just trying to figure out what is your mission here? You know what I'm saying? Like, either we gonna make the world better or we not. And
Amen.
you got a nice platform. You know what I'm saying? I see what you're trying to do, but at the end of the day, it's not that deep. I love you, you love me. I hope if
I
you see
love you,
me in
Whitney.
danger, you'll help me, and vice versa. Like, ain't nobody
Absolutely.
better than nobody, no matter the color of your skin. And that's what we all need to understand. Like, this is hard times out here, and we still talking about black and white and yellow and green and who can say what and who can't say what and who can disagree and who can agree with. Like, this shit is bigger than that, and everybody need to get a hold. Like, this, it's fun while we on this app, and we can take away and get away from reality, but reality is still right there. And nobody's experiencing this racist ass shit that they keep saying that they experiencing every day. They're not. You're not. Mind your own business and get your shit together and love on who around you. That's it.
Amen.
That's all.
So
But
if I was in trouble and I called you and said, Whitney, listen, I'm a white boy, I need help, you would still help me, right?
yes,
Okay,
like,
great.
enough. I have a white neighbor. I have white
You have a
neighbors.
white neighbor.
We
Okay.
all help each other. I don't know if they don't like or whatever if they have a problem with me, the color of my skin. They haven't showed it, but I don't care. I live on a street where I ain't nothing but Trump signs on my street. That don't bother me. People
Oh, so
have their
you're not in the hood then? That's for damn sure.
No, I'm not. But
No,
like,
fuck yeah.
that
Okay.
doesn't bother me. People have their own right to feel and think how they want to feel, as long as it doesn't bring harm to me per se. And so therefore, everybody on my street is nice and cool. But that ain't gonna take away if they in their house and they calling me niggas behind my back. I don't care.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, we should be out here spreading it. And actually like, this is not cool, man.
Do you agree with me that there's a lot of black people that play victim in this country or no?
I do not agree with that. I
You
agree that
don't.
I think that when the argument comes about, it is for white people to be okay with acknowledging that it did happen. Like I said before, nobody is out here begging white people to do anything for them. So no, we're not being victimized. We're not going around trying to act like we're the victim. But when we speak out, act like that what we're speaking about is true. Don't try to dismiss it or throw it on the table as if we didn't experience these things or our ancestors didn't go through these things. So nobody's playing victim, but don't try to act like it didn't happen either. So
Okay,
that's the
but
whole point.
I have not. I've platformed a lot of people talking about race in America. I have never once had a white person come up here and act as if slavery did not exist. But I have had dozens and dozens and dozens of black people that act like people are still sending them to the cotton fields today in 2025. That's the difference.
I don't think they act like. I think that's how they express it. Because again,
Okay.
we're on the platform, so we got to take it as an expression. And so, if I'm speaking to you about something that I experienced, don't try to and like I didn't experience that. You can't tell me my experience just like I can't tell you yours. And
But
so
nobody
like
ever told you to go to the cotton field or to go to the back of the bus or don't drink from the same water fountain as me.
no,
That was your ancestors. That's what I don't
right.
get.
But it still happened though. But nobody who lived in that time and turned that down. Like, what are you doing? Like, you did that on purpose. You. Oh.
They did that on purpose, I feel.
Yeah, you see how he turned it up. Like, kept turning it up, turning it up.
Okay, but once again, there's nobody getting sent into the cotton field today. And there are black people that still act as if that is happening today. That's the problem.
I mean, but it's because it's racism is still happening today.
Okay.
And
Do
would
you
say
agree
that
with
it's
me
not?
that you have it way better than your ancestors?
Yes.
Huh?
I would agree that I don't know because I wasn't in those times. So, yeah, right
But
now.
really? You're questioning as if, wait, you really don't know the answer to that question? Your
I do know
ancestors.
I know the answer to that question. Yes, if I would have to say that, yes, we are living in better times than my ancestors.
Okay, so why do you, to me, I feel that there's a lot of black people rolling over in their graves, listening to their great 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 grandkids playing victim for shit that they went through that the current generation is not. That's what I feel, and I mean that sincerely.
Okay, what is playing victim? That's what I'm trying to like. Is that like
Acting as if that the white man is still holding black people down.
okay? I wouldn't say that I experienced that, but I would say that in some cases in the laws and stuff like in a lot of cases it is systematically, but physically no.
All right,
But
I'm going to
I
bring
don't
two
see
more
no
people
one.
up. You're more than welcome to stay, of course, Whitney. But I'm going to move on to Ace. Ace, where are you from?
Can you hear me?
You sound great, Ace. Where are you from, sir?
Yes, I'm from Broward County, Florida.
All right, what brings you up?
I was just interested in the conversation. You know, you made some points, and the last guy made some points, and I wanted to also piggyback off of what Ms. Whitney said.
Okay, and what do you want to piggyback off of? Go ahead.
Okay, so I do see why Caucasians or non-black people say that we are playing victim when it comes to speaking about our experiences. And I would like to give just a few examples to show you where things that happened, say, in the times of our great great grandparents, that is still happening today, if you don't mind.
Just let's start off with one and let's see how good it is. Go ahead.
Okay, so the overall stereotype of black people is still happening today when it comes to the school to prison pipeline. For example, majority of schools, public schools, are within red line states, red line communities. Within those red line communities, that was originally the red line states that were originally organized back with our grandparents to let them know what areas they are allowed to be in to begin with, are the same red line communities where our children are having less funding for their schools, less extracurriculars, less fields that make them work on their hands. So I can't I have a hard time believing that even though the policies that was instilled in our grandparents' age, our great grandparents' age, us, the grandchildren, are having the after effects of those policies or recuperating from those policies, but we are told that our experiences is victimizing ourselves, but we are literally experiencing the backlash of
Okay,
what
so when was redlining banned?
redlining was never banned. It still happens today. That's my point.
Okay, great. And here we go. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So, when was the last time redlining affected you?
Okay, so I just recently had my daughter, right?
Okay.
She's 5 months as of a few days ago. And when it came time for me to look, and for further context, I'm a state worker. I work for the state of Florida as DCF. Um, so when it came time for me to pick out a daycare for her, as well as a secondary school for her, as well as grade school, I noticed that the
So
fees
you
that
wait, stop. So let's recap. The question is very simple. When was the last time redlining affected you? Your
okay,
response thus far, I
14
just want
days
to make
ago.
sure I'm following along because I'm very dumb and I apologize.
Okay.
You're saying that you just recently had a baby. Congratulations on that. And so 5 months ago, and you're going and picking out her middle school, and redlining is affected, right? Am I following or no?
Yes, my wife and I are attempting to do what's research in the area that we are in the zip code that we are in, to see what schools are possible. And we notice, based upon the neighborhood or the zip code within the city that we live, depending on the zip code, the pricing for the schools are different, as well as the mortgage and the rent in that area. That is a backlash of modern redlining, because in certain areas, despite it being split by a mere street light or a mere stop sign, the taxes are different, and because the taxes are different, the income for the schools are different. That is a outcome of redlining.
So you're saying a school charges more based off the street you live on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you provide any proof for that?
Okay,
Well,
would
like
you
I
like
don't
me to
need to
give you the
dox
daycare's
yourself, of
name?
course,
How would you
but
like me to give you
Know
that
that.
proof?
He know that. You ain't gotta. He know that. Why you trying to play in our face for real?
oh no, I'm gonna be
You
honest
know
with you. Oh, wait,
you
hold
okay.
on. Let me respond. I went to Catholic schools my whole life. I went to a great high school, Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh, and the prices did not change based off what street you lived on. So I've never heard of this. So I'm intrigued.
Okay, so I don't mind giving you the name of the daycare. It's called Global Learning Academy. That is the second location that told me, based upon my zip code, I am not eligible to have okay, there's a program that these daycares have here in Florida.
Okay, it's called
If you
what?
are not in the right,
Global
hold on,
Learning. What? Global Learning.
academy.
Okay, and you're saying that they change prices based off the street you live on.
Yes, if you are not within a 5 mile radius, you will pay more. That's a normal thing here.
Okay, because you're outside of the district. Okay, so that's a little bit different.
And what I'm
Um,
saying is the daycares that get the funding, the best funding, are in the areas where there's a least amount of, black and brown people. That's what I'm saying. The taxes are different, so the daycares get
yes,
the
taxes are
daycares
different.
and the
Okay, I'm with you
schools
there.
get. Yeah, so the daycares, the schools, and the educational institutions, they get more funding because of the areas that they are in. So if I was to live with outside of that 5 mile radius, and I want to give my child a better education, I am denied that simply because of where I live. That in itself is redlining and the after effects of it.
Okay,
That's
okay.
literally what it is. That I could
I
give more
just
examples.
yeah. Give me another example of how redlining has affected you.
Okay, another way the redlining has affected me: grocery stores. Certain stores aren't put in certain areas. You will find a Aldi's, you will find a Sprouts, you will find a farmer's market,
That's
and
not
predominant.
redlining, sir. That is businesses
Hold on,
making a decision on where their business would be best, right?
because because where the location
That's not
is.
redlining. That's not redlining.
Sir, you
Okay.
asked me to answer you, and I'm trying to give you an example.
I got you. Just say, think of
You
any
can't
business.
interrupt
Hold
me
on
when I'm
one
giving you a
second. Hold
legitimate
on one
answer.
second. Stop. And I'll be honest with you. What the hell was your name? Ace, you want their business where they think it's going to succeed. And for you to say that's redlining or racist or whatever the case may be, it's just asinine to me. And we're never going to progress as a country as a whole when we have idiots like you coming up here and saying the shit that you're saying.
He didn't say it's redlining.
Don't
He
know
said
what
he said
redlining
he
means.
said
Wait,
he said
hold on
Talking
one
like an
second.
idiot.
Why are the
Now
other
let
two
me
of
say
you
this.
talk? Wait, hold on. What? Who the? Why? This isn't going to turn into a BLM rally where you guys
No.
start looting and burning shit to the ground. Ace, respond to me directly, please.
But
Okay.
let me say this. Hold on, Ace.
Wait,
How are you
hold
gonna
on
say
with
what?
me.
No. How are you gonna say that what his definition of what he told you redlining is when you clearly just said you didn't even know what redlining was? So how are you gonna say that what he's telling
Redlining
you is
was
wrong when you don't
banned
even know?
32,
Go ahead.
57 years ago. And it is not redlining for a business to put their building where they think it's going to succeed. That doesn't make sense.
That's not what I just said. But go
May I
ahead.
respond now, though?
Yeah, go ahead, Ace.
Okay. So to respond to exactly what you're saying, what the first thing came out the mouth is the after effects of redlining, not that the businesses being created today or being brought today is doing that intentionally. What I'm saying is because there has been a history of it, decisions that are being made today is because of what happened yesterday. Now, to follow up to what you specifically said,
Okay, hold on one
hold
second.
on.
Hold
Can I
on.
just
Let's
finish
just
this,
talk
sir?
about.
Can I just finish this, sir? I promise. Just a
Yeah, go
few
ahead,
more
go ahead.
seconds.
Finish your thought. Go ahead.
I came up here respectfully, and I don't find it very respectful that you're calling me stupid just because we have a different of opinions.
No,
That's
no, no,
very
no. Once
unbecoming.
again, you're entitled to your own opinion. You're
But you
not
called me
entitled
stupid
to
for no
your own
reason.
facts. And whenever I say
You
to you,
called
is
me stupid.
redlining banned, and you say no, that's a lie.
It is. It's
Factually,
not.
that's not true.
There are
Okay, and
things that
that's the
no,
problem, Ace.
no.
You're
You're
proving my
being
point for me.
disingenuous. You're being very disingenuous, sir.
Okay, I'm the one. Okay,
You're
go
being
ahead.
very disingenuous. And the reason why I say you're being disingenuous is because we all went to elementary school and we all know what cause and effect means. If you don't, that is on you. Okay. So because there was a cause, the cause being that redlining did exist in today's time, there is indeed a after effect of that. I came out and
Okay,
the first
so
thing
do
I
you
told
agree
you,
that redlining is no longer happening?
the laws
Can we
that
agree
permit
on
it is
that? Yes or no?
the laws that permit it is no longer in existence.
Oh, okay. So yes, factually true that redlining is outlawed in this country. Agree or
Yes, it is.
disagree?
It is outlawed. Yes, it is
Okay,
illegal
very
to
good.
redline.
Okay, but we started off this conversation by me asking you, was redlining banned, and your answer was no. Correct?
Correct, but I'll try to
Okay. So no,
elaborate.
no, no. Stop. So why is it that you're saying you're coming up here in good faith when the first question I asked you, you flat out lied?
Because I tried to give an example and then you was disingenuous to my response.
Gotcha.
I gave you examples of why I say the reason as to why it still happens. Not that is not outlawed. Those are two different things.
I
Outlawed me
specifically said to you, when was redlining banned? And you said it never was. So are you really up here in good faith, or are you up here to whine and bitch? Because to me, it comes off as whining and bitching. Whenever you talk about businesses placing their, believe me, there's a group of people that, they take a vote or they choose on where they're going to put their business. I don't find anything wrong with that. So I don't understand where you're going with that. Please elaborate.
well, because I was interrupted with all fairness.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're a Nike high end store or a Louis Vuitton, would you if you were the CEO of that company or on the board for that company, would you put your next office or next store in the hood? Be honest.
Given that black
If you
Americans
were on
spend
the board of Louis Vuitton and they were trying to choose 10 new locations throughout the country, would you throw one in the hood? Yes or no?
am I allowed to give my honest opinion?
Of course. You weren't
Yes.
honest whenever I asked another question, but let's try now.
Yes, I would.
Okay, so why would it be beneficial? And that's why you're not on the board of many companies, I'm sure. But why would it be beneficial to put a Louis Vuitton store in the hood? Go ahead.
Well, given the fact that I actually own a store, not Louis Vuitton store, I'm not gonna cap. I own a store. The reason why I would do that is because the money circulates in the black community. That's just that simple. We see that, matter of fact, I'm in the hood now. There's multiple Nike factories and Nike stores here, and those have been up for 15 years straight, and they make good revenue. However, the reason why I brought up what I brought up earlier, specifically the farmers markets, the Spruce, et cetera, is because those type of grocery stores are
I'm
not
so sorry.
placed
Can
in
you
the hood.
focus on if the question was if you're on the board of Louis Vuitton and they're taking a vote for 10 new locations, would you throw one in the hood? And very directly, what would be your pitch to the rest of the board on why we should put one in the hood? Go ahead. Because all I heard so far was black money circulates.
Because the amount of money that my people, black people, which I have to hold us accountable, spend on name brand things, it will be beneficial on a business standpoint to put something like that in the hood. That way, those people could spend their money. They won't have to go to the next county or the next city to buy it because they have it right there. That's just me. That's just me. That's how I do. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I will admit that. But you asked me what I would do. That's what I would do because I know what my people spend their money on.
Okay. So, what would be the negatives if we're in the board meeting and I say to you, Ace, I think there's some negatives about putting a Louis Vuitton in the hood. What would the negatives be?
Well, the negatives, to be truth be told, would be more than likely the number one would be theft. Number two, it would be more than likely it will be the return sales as well as damaged property.
Okay. So why the fuck would we put a Louis Vuitton in the hood?
Well, are we under the same understanding that all these stores have their products insured? That way, even if it is damaged or stolen, they get the money back?
But why not, if we're, once again, we're picking out 10 locations, why not pick another location where we're not going to get all the negatives that you're speaking of?
Well, that would be the same concept of why put fast food restaurants in certain areas. They still get robbed, but because the money opportunity is greater than the risk, that's why they put it there.
Why you say you live in the hood? I guarantee you, there's an
No, I
odd.
didn't say I live in it. I said that's where I am right now.
You're in the hood. Okay. I
I don't live in the
guarantee
hood.
you, there's about 10 fast food places than a luxury like bag brand or whatever the fuck they're called near you, right? Like you could name 10 different. If you put in Google Maps, you could find 10 different fast food places within 5 miles of you, I'm sure.
Correct. Okay. We can
Okay.
agree on that.
All right. I'm going to move on. Give me your final word because to me, just the macro view of this conversation, you saying that redlining is not banned, that was crazy. Number two, you're the problem, right? The
Okay.
victimhood mentality, you're thriving in that, and it needs to stop. But final word to you before I move on.
Well, I'm not going to stoop down to your level. I'm going to say thank you for having me up and thank you for allowing this conversation.
Be
For
good,
those
bro.
for those of you that want to have this conversation with someone that doesn't look like you, both parties will have to come at it with the intent not to undermine and disrespect underhandedly the next person. I came
Stop
up
playing
here.
victim, Ace.
I
Stop playing
came.
victim.
I came respectful to you,
I
and
mean
you
that
were a
sincerely.
bitch about it. You were a
Stop playing
bitch.
fucking victim.
You were a bitch
That's
about it.
simple.
I came respectful, and you were a bitch about it. That's
Oh
all I have
no,
to say about that.
not you taking the high road, then calling
No,
me a
no, no,
bitch.
no, 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 no. You were a bitch. That's it. You were acting like a bitch. Squealing like a female dog, which is okay. I came up here respectful. You couldn't handle it. The moment you find someone that's intellectual and trying to meet you at your energy, you call them victim. And this is what Miss Whitney was talking about. You guys will poke, 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 but then when someone reciprocate, they're victims. Thank you for having me.
This is where you start to burn shit down. Nicole,
Yeah. Hi.
how are you?
Sorry. That's my radio. I got to turn it down. I apologize.
What brings you up, love?
The conversation, honestly, I was hoping to talk with Ace because I wanted to
Well,
also state that he was, yeah.
just hold on. Sorry, J Rod, I skipped you. J Rod, where are you from, kind sir?
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
And what brings you up?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to dialogue, kind of see where your head is. I mean, I was kind of listening to the last conversation. I felt like you were overlooking what he was actually saying and
Okay,
focus
what did
on.
I overlook? Correct me.
Yeah, yeah, like when I say what he was actually saying, not necessarily the words, because I get you. When he said it's not outlawed, obviously it is outlawed. But what he was saying is that the effects of it are still affecting the community in a negative way. And I
Okay,
feel
when
like
was the last time redlining affected you?
well, he said the community overall. Like I'm not. I got myself into a better situation, so it's not about me. It's about the community.
Okay, when was the last time redlining affected anybody in your mind? So, like somebody, maybe a friend or a family member. When was the last time redlining affected somebody you
Well,
knew?
I mean, he gave an example. So he said,
Which was bullshit, which was a complete bullshit, but that's fine.
how's it BS?
Go ahead, explain to me how that was an authentic example of how redlining is still affecting people. Go ahead.
Yeah. If these communities were marked off for white people are currently in those communities primarily, and then now that it's outlawed, right? These schools, right, that have more funding, right, are overpriced for people that aren't a part of that community, then black people are still being negatively affected because they can't get their children in better schools.
You totally understand what's being said. It's okay if
easy.
you don't want
Wait.
to understand.
Once again. I cannot verify what the fuck he's talking about. I have this academy pulled up. I have never heard of somebody charging more based off the street you live on, and that's what he said. So I have no clue what that means.
Well, you do agree that certain schools in certain areas have more funding than others?
Of course, no problem. So
That would have to do with the area, the zip code and stuff, right? And do you understand that a zip code can change from street to street?
okay, so go ahead. Wait, do you say that again?
A zip code can change from street to street.
Very good.
So you know that. So yeah. So basically, what it's saying is that can happen. If a zip code, if that can be determined by your zip code, and a zip code can be changed from street to street. So then, what he's saying is true, right?
There are schools that are more funded, 100% acknowledge that. But there are schools in the hood that are more funded than maybe a better school or whatever the case may be. This is where I get frustrated is we sit here and we say these different scenarios where there's no verification on what you're saying. And to me, wait, Whitney, why are you doing this, Whitney? Why do you do that? Okay, to me, we live in the greatest country on this planet. Regardless of what school districts are funded more or less, like I get that. We live in the greatest country on this planet, and there's nothing I can do that Whitney and Ace cannot do. And that's what I don't get.
Well, we're not saying that. Well, at least I'm not saying that we can't do the same things.
Okay, great.
I think what we're arguing is that we have more obstacles than you would.
Okay,
right?
So let's just go with right now. Today in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there are black babies born. There are white babies born. Is there one of those groups that are at an advantage today?
They're at an advantage just by being born?
Oh, there's white babies, black babies. Does somebody have an advantage? Yes or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and I assume you're going to say the white babies have the advantage, correct?
Well, it just depends on the circumstances.
Okay, so how do white newborns have an advantage over black newborns?
Yeah, like I said, it just depends on the circumstances.
You agree that there are going to be black babies that come from maybe a more wealthy family or more educated family. Okay, so there's no advantage strictly based off the color of their skin, right?
Well, there is an advantage that is based off the color of skin, but that doesn't necessitate that everyone with that certain color is going to be, at disadvantage, like financially, right? It does depend on the circumstances.
Okay, so once again, just very simple. Do the white babies born today have an advantage over the black babies born today just because of the color of their skin?
Just because of the color of the skin? No.
Is this where you bring up redlining or something? Tell me more.
Huh?
What are you going to bring up that besides the color of their skin, you act like they're? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kind of prejudices and systematic racism that's still affecting the world today. And like, if we're just kind of blind to it, then we're not going to like actually progress. I understand you're saying that this is a great country, and I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that there's still flaws that need to be addressed.
Okay,
Like, wouldn't
I
you agree with that?
acknowledge that there's a horrendous history for some black people in this country, right? Maybe
Right, and
this.
don't you think that that history still affects the Black America today? That you're saying
No,
that's the major
no, I
problem.
don't. No, nobody is telling your ass to get out in the cotton field. Get the fuck off TikTok and go out in the cotton field and pick cotton. Your
Well,
ancestors and Whitney's ancestors and anybody that tries to play this victim card, your ancestors, I swear to you, are rolling over in their graves that you guys are up here bitching and moaning when you guys have it easier than any other generation when it comes to your ancestors.
yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, great. But you're
That's
still
not
people are still
I'm not.
bitching and moaning.
So okay, yeah, I agree. I don't appreciate victim mentality. I believe that yes, everyone has to hold themselves accountable and do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that racism still affects America today, and that
But
it
there,
needs to be addressed
okay,
instead of
stop. There
overlooked.
are. I'll let you finish. There are racist people in this country. There's no
Huh?
doubt about it. There are racist white people. There are racist black people. There's racist Asians. There's racist people that are Native American. Like every race has racist people in it. Okay, that does not make it like it was decades ago.
No,
Right?
I'm
There
talking
are
about
racist
this.
people in this country. I'm not saying that there's not. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying like the historical issues that affected the black community still affect the black community today. So the racism.
Like what?
So like for instance, if I stole $1 million from your family, like what I'm saying, what do you think? Like let's say I got caught and I still had the $1 million. What do you think I should do?
That's your response?
No, I'm saying if I got
Like, do you
caught,
just
like
see how fucking dumb you come off? Tell me
wow.
tell me how right now that black people are at a disadvantage. Tell me, let's not go with hypotheticals. If I steal $1 million and shit like that, how are black people at an advantage
Okay,
today?
so you just don't want to test logic and you just call us dumb because you don't want to actually engage. I
Okay,
got you.
no problem. Let's go
I
down the
got
road
you.
of the hypothetical that you steal $1 million, you still have it, and you're caught. Okay, where are we going with this?
Yeah. What do you think should be done legally?
You'll go to jail. Okay, so this is adorable.
Right.
So go ahead.
And what about the $1 million? What should I do? What should happen?
You tell me.
Yeah,
It
shouldn't
should
I
be
give it
returned to
back?
where you stole it from.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
Right. So what's happening is like this $1 million was stolen, and now you guys get to keep the $1 million, and the family that lost all the money, lost their provider. Right. You're saying, oh well, they just need to get over it and let us live lavishly.
Yeah, because you
That,
took something that did not belong to you and that you did
e-
not earn.
exactly. So when you enslave Black Americans, right, mistreat
I'm
them,
going to
abuse
stop
them.
you right there. Do you know what the
Oh wow,
Barbary Trade Act is?
wow.
Do you know
Okay,
what the Barbary Trade Act is or the Crimea Trade Act?
no.
You should probably look that up before you come up here spouting about how only African Americans are suppressed by slavery.
Yeah, nobody said that. Anyways, so now address the point. So when I asked you
Well, the
if
Barbary
it,
Trade Act
okay, I didn't
was
ask.
African
We're not
Americans
we're
and
not talking
Africans
we're not
enslaved
talking about
European
anybody
people for
else.
years.
We're not talking about
And they
anybody else.
sold them to Crimeans.
Okay, okay. Stop trying to change the topic. I see y'all
I'm
like
not
to
changing
dance.
the
Yeah,
topic.
I
What I'm
see you like
saying
to
is I'm
dance
bringing up the
around.
point that
I didn't ask
everybody
you.
at
I
some
didn't ask
point
you
in
about that.
history has
That's
been
not what we're talking about.
oppressed. And to sit
Nobody
here and
said that.
say that now
No
that
one said that.
only one race is oppressed is
Yeah, no,
crazy.
nobody said that. Nobody said that. So
Then what
sorry.
are you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So I'm saying that we were oppressed, and we did not receive compensation for our oppressions, right? And we deserve that compensation because without such, our community will still be negatively affected because we did not receive payment for what we for what we are oppressed and
So you're saying you want reparations?
yes.
Okay, so you realize, let's just be factual. You guys are never, ever, ever getting reparations.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
let's go down the road. How much
Yeah.
would it take you to shut the fuck up, quit playing victim,
That,
and
so
realize
one is
that
not,
you like? What are we talking? A
so one
$50
is
gift
not,
card? Like, what do you
so,
need? What do you
so
need?
one
If I zell you $200, will you shut the fuck up and wake up and get shit
see,
done?
so this is how disingenuous you are, right? Because you're saying that we need to shut the F up
Just tell
because
me what you
we,
need. Answer the question
yeah,
directly.
no. So, but you do agree though, that is how we deal with it, right?
No.
You don't agree with that. So
No.
why not?
Once again, your reparations are you live in the greatest country on this planet. You have every single right that I have.
Are you
And
serious?
stop whining and bitching.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are your fucking reparations.
Okay. Well, it just shows that you're just like your oppressors who rather take advantage of people and
How
feel
am
like
I
there's
taking
no
advantage of black people? Go ahead.
yeah, no, you feel like that's the advantage of black people, right? Use them, right? And don't pay them, right? Don't compensate for them. Tell them, oh no, you guys should thank me for taking advantage of you and allowing you to live. That's what you're saying. That's what you just said.
I don't know what there comes a point where with these conversations there's nothing that's going to change your mind that
No, that's
there's
you.
nothing I
That's
can
you.
say that's going to make you stop whining and bitching essentially, and that's a problem.
Yeah, no, that's you. That's you.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry,
so I've already no, that's you. That's you.
but
You
I'm
have
not
this,
whining and bitching.
huh?
I'm not
Well,
whining and
one.
bitching.
I mean, literally, that's what you got on the background. Like you're complaining, right, and
How am
talking
I
about how
complaining?
people. Yeah, you're complaining. Oh, why is the difference response? And these are the biggest issues, failures in America, right? You're complaining about us
That's not
complaining
complaining. That's factual.
under your definition of complaining. You're
But
complaining
J
about
Rod,
us.
answer me this. Give me a number for an answer. How many more years is this victim card valid? Does it expire ever?
Yeah, so one is not a victim card, right? So I've already agreed with you, right? So I agree with you
I just want a
that
number for an answer. How many? If we could wave a magic wand and look forward, and you and I time travel to 100 years from today, if black people were still sounding like you and Whitney, would you roll your eyes at them, or would you kind of like embrace their stance?
so again, right? Us pointing out the injustices is
Oh,
not
fuck me. All right, so yeah, victim card never expires. Okay.
it's not playing the
That's what
card.
he's saying. But what I'm saying is, have you
No
ever
one's playing a
seen A
victim card.
Smart?
So
Can I
no,
say something? I've
wait,
let you
hold
talk for like
on, hold
15
Hold on,
on.
minutes.
Nicole wants to
Can I
use
say
her white
something?
privilege, assuming she's
Hold on.
white. Go ahead, Nicole. Use your white
I'm
privilege card.
if I'm up here,
Hold
if
No, he
I'm
on,
up
J
talked
here,
for
Rod.
15 minutes.
if I'm
Wait,
up
is it
here
He
J
talked
Rod?
for
saying
Yeah.
15 minutes about the
that,
same exact topic over and
yeah,
over and over again.
that's
Why
what
can't I say
this,
anything? Only
yeah,
you can say
that's
something.
what the
Only your
topic
narrative
is.
fits.
Yeah, that's what the
Only your
topic
narrative
is.
fits. I can't say shit. I'm not allowed to speak.
Yeah,
Isn't that
That's
racist?
racist.
not right now.
That's racist.
Anyways,
I can't
eh,
talk because I'm white.
no, I mean,
I
call it
let
what you
you
want.
talk. I shut up. I sat here.
Call it what
All
you
right,
want.
Jay, let
I let.
Nicole make her
So
point.
you're
You want
disingenuous.
see?
I was talking. I
How
was
is it
talking.
Wait, Jay.
disingenuous? You're being disingenuous. You're
Okay,
being a
sure.
hypocrite because you could talk, but when we talk, we're being disingenuous.
I was literally talking, but
Only
go.
your facts in your head fit your narrative, so you don't want to hear anything else. That is disingenuous.
Okay, Nicole.
Okay, Nicole's using her white privilege card. Go ahead, Nicole.
So earlier, I brought up a point. You dismissed it. I have people down in the comments not even bothering to look it up, saying that they were preloaded from birth with the knowledge of life, which is BS, first of all. Everyone learned something at some point in their life from a family member or from a book or from a teacher or from an article, something. You get knowledge from reading and learning, period. Now, to sit here and say that only one race is oppressed is ridiculous.
You moderator.
It is absolutely ridiculous. Number one. Number two, I grew up in a ghetto. I grew up in a ghetto. It was primarily Hispanic people, and I was a minority. And honestly, none of them acted like that. None of them. None of them sat there and tried to act like they were better than us or that they were systemically suppressed. And I think Hispanic people have been pretty oppressed in America. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, who said
All right,
they
so
weren't?
one, no, wait, I got you,
But
Jay.
you're sitting here saying that
Hold on,
only
sir.
black
They
people,
weren't.
only black people
Who said
were
they weren't?
oppressed.
I got you.
Only black
The moderator,
people.
the moderator brought me up because she was talking about me. So first of all, I
Wait,
never
sir,
once said I was preloaded.
She has no clue who you are. What do you mean the moderator?
No, she was
brought you
talking
up?
about me.
He
That's
was
exactly
talking to me
why
in the comments,
moderator
calling me
brought me up.
stupid, saying that
Sir,
I
was
had
talking
to
about
load
me.
things.
So Dave,
Sir,
please
sir,
be quiet
I
real
brought
quick
your
while I
dumbass up.
talk. I don't need to cook you again. I already did it one time. Listen, you look at you. You're listening to me again like you were last
But,
time.
sir,
All right,
once
so
again,
first
to
of
be
all,
clear,
Nicole.
for you to say a mod
Nicole.
brought you up,
No.
that's incorrect.
You said it came
It
from the
said a
dome,
moderator
which
brought
you
you
are
up. I know
trying
what
to
it. I
add.
have eyes, dude.
It
I have
said you
eyes.
were
It literally said a
you
moderator
said it
brought me
came
up.
Okay,
from
here,
my
sir,
dome.
here,
Yeah,
let me
What
grab
does
came
that
you.
from
even
my
mean?
dome.
Okay.
Okay, so at one point you learned it,
Now,
correct?
Nicole, go ahead. Finish your point, and then I'm going to go to be a lady.
This is insane. All I
What?
was trying to explain to him was earlier was that at one point in history, people have all been oppressed in one way, shape, or another. I'm not trying to justify one for another, and I want you to understand that. I am going to tell you that both Caucasians and African Americans were enslaved, and Caucasians were enslaved first in the Barbary Trade Act by African Americans, Northern African Americans. They were sold to Crimeans, and then they started also selling African Americans the other way. We were all sold together. White women, white men, black women. We were all sold. And then, yes, the Atlantic slave trade happened way down the fucking line in the 1600s. But you want to act like nothing ever freaking happened to anybody else. I get that in America, stuff happened. But did you know that also indigenous people had slaves? Did you know that? That there were tribes that actually kept slaves as well? Like, that's just crazy to me. That also Irish, when we first settled here, were kept as slaves, or people were indentured servants, which really, what's the difference? Because women of all colors were brought here to be indentured servants and were sexualized. Women of all races. So I don't know what the fuck you think you're talking about, sitting here talking about that no other race in America has a hard time growing up.
Who said that? Who said that?
All right,
No
just
one
hold
said
on one
that.
second. I'm going to put a pin in this. To be a lady, where are you
Just
from?
lying.
Hold on one second.
Hi, I'm from California.
And what brings you up, love?
Well, I was listening in the comment section, and I just wanted to come up here because I cannot believe that like so many Black people on this panel are literally playing victim. I was hoping that I was going to listen to it and like, okay, they're not playing victim, but then I'm listening. I'm just like, what are they talking about? I'm an African American woman. I grew up in an affluent Black neighborhood, upper class. So to me, I don't understand what like this discussion is really all really about as far as redlining and racism is happening. It's
I don't
like,
think they know, to be fair.
yeah, and honestly speaking, I don't think J Rob, whatever his name, I don't know his name, and then Serge, I think that people have to understand there's two types of Black people. There's two types of white people. There's many kinds of Black people who are raised, properly in like affluent neighborhoods, and then you have some Black people who are raised in, impoverished Black neighborhoods. And it's not only Blacks. You have Latinas, you have Asians, you have different cultures in those, I guess, hoods, as you want to call it. So for Black people to sit there and blame this like society, oh my God, we're oppressed. We're not oppressed. Our ancestors fought so hard for us to be able to go to different schools, to have options. Options literally means privilege. We have the privilege to go wherever we want to. If you want to live in an affluent neighborhood, you need to go to the right schools, or have a good entrepreneur mindset where you're making money so you can move to those nice neighborhoods, so you can take your kid to that nice school in that nice zip code. It's that simple.
But
If
to
you
be
want to go
lady, can
to
I
a
ask
nice
you a
school,
question? Can I ask
yeah,
you something?
yeah.
There's been plenty of people that come up here with your mindset, and sometimes on the very same panel, I have other African Americans, and what they do traditionally is they jump on you and call you a coon, and you're
Oh
tap
yeah.
dancing for the white folk and
It's all
bullshit like
excuses
that.
though. It's
So
excuses.
why is that?
It's
Why do they do that?
Well, I think it's because a lot of Black people are very, very insecure. That's what it comes from. If you are not raised with, good parents, father and mother, who is instilling confidence and education within you while you're young, you're going to grow up to be, mad at the world. And it's unfortunately, a lot of Black people are very, very insecure. So instead of them, strapping their boots up and going, doing the right thing to make the money or go to the right neighborhood, the right schools, they'll just sit back and complain and be lazy and point
All right,
fingers.
let me hear from
And
J
then,
Rob. J Rob, your response to that, because you're not on the scale of 1 to whining and bitching. You're kind of in the middle, right? You're at a 5. What are your thoughts on what she's saying? You're not a
Yeah.
complete victim. You don't play the full victim card, but you pull it out sometimes, right? So go
No, I
ahead.
don't. I don't play the victim card at all. I'm just aware of how historically racism has affected the Black community, and it still affects the Black community.
which
So
which Black community are you talking about?
yeah,
The
yes.
ghetto or affluent Black neighborhoods? Because it's a difference. Please specify that, because I don't want to be.
So
I'm
so
so
I'm
sick
saying,
of Black people lumping the
oh
ghetto
my
with all
God,
Black people. Please,
yeah.
no, clarify that, because
Oh
that's
my
really
God. I'm
disrespectful to
saying,
my
so when I
ancestors.
say the Black community,
Yes.
I'm saying the Black community, right?
No,
There's no
which
separation
ones? It is a
between.
separation. The
Oh
Oh,
my
hood, the
there's
God.
ghetto Black
tiers. I did
people.
not
There's
know
a
that.
Oh
difference.
my God, bro.
There's a
I,
difference. I don't live in the projects. I never
I didn't
did.
say you did. Are you
So
Black?
please
Are
specify.
you Black?
I'm very,
She
yes,
started off
Black.
by
Oh,
saying she is
okay.
black.
I'm
Okay,
Black. Yes,
beautiful,
I'm
beautiful.
Black.
Then you're a part of the Black
Yes, but
community.
I'm not. No, I'm not in the. I'm
like
not in the ghetto though.
like
I don't live in the ghetto. I
what,
never have.
what are
So
you
which
not?
community are you talking? There's
Oh my God.
affluent
So
Black
you
communities
so
and
so how you
poor
separate
ghetto
yourself
Black
from the Black
communities.
community if you're
Because
Black?
I'm not from the ghetto.
You
There's a
don't have to be
difference.
from the ghetto to be
Yeah.
a part of the Black community. What's your
Okay, but there's
problem?
a difference.
Well,
When you say Black communities,
there's
you're
no
lumping
difference
the
between a
ghetto
Black
with
person and a
I think
Black
It's
she's
a
trying to
person.
say
huge
the
difference.
community as in where you live in, rather than the
Yes,
black
thank
community as a
you.
whole. But that's
Thank
not what you're
you.
talking about, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm
What you
not talking
talking
The
about.
about?
community as a whole, the group.
So
You talking about black people in
so
general.
lady,
Okay.
do you think like there's any like rich Black people who never experienced racism?
I'm sure they have, but I'm not that.
Okay, beautiful.
I've
So
never
that's
personally
something that's shared
experienced
within
it.
the Black
I can
community.
only speak to. I can only
The
speak for
beautiful. I'm glad
myself.
you
I've
answered
never
yes.
experienced racism in
Okay,
my
that's
life.
you. That's
So
you.
yeah, I
But
can only speak for
okay.
myself. I'm not
So
speaking for
again,
you. That makes no sense.
okay,
I
I'm
didn't walk
not.
a mile in your shoes.
Okay,
Stop,
I
stop,
didn't say
stop
that.
speaking for other people. Speak for
No,
yourself and your own
I'm
experience.
speaking. I'm speaking for the Black community,
No,
right?
speak for yourself.
Right.
Don't speak for
And
me.
no,
Don't speak for me.
listen,
That's the problem. Speak for yourself.
listen.
Be a leader
I know
and
you
speak for
wanna. I
yourself.
know you
Don't
wanna
ever speak
be.
for me.
I know you hate your blackness, but
I don't hate my blackness.
you're
I'm
Black, baby.
proud. My
Okay.
grandmother,
So
we inherited
if you can
homes from
relax,
my family.
right? You
My mother
like
inherits homes from my
insecurity. You talk
ancestors.
about us being
My
insecure, but
grandparents
you
left
seem
us
very
nice
insecure
affluent
right now.
homes. I'm very confident in my blackness.
You sound very insecure right now. You're talking
I'm
about
not
all the
insecure.
things that you have, right?
I inherit
That
money
has
from
nothing
my
to do with the
black
conversation.
ancestors.
You
Like, what
won't
do you
stop
mean?
yapping.
What
You
are
won't
you
stop
inheriting
talking,
from your
right?
black
Because you're not even
ancestors?
trying to
What
engage
are
in the
you
actual
inheriting from
dialogue.
your?
You just came
No,
up here to
you're not
yap,
making
right?
sense. Don't speak for me.
Yeah,
I
you're not
inherit
even listening.
assets from my
You're
my
not even
ancestors. I'm
listening.
very
Like,
proud.
what is your problem?
Don't ever say I'm insecure.
You are.
No, I'm not. How?
Okay, because you won't allow
How?
anyone to talk, right? You love
Okay,
hearing
allowing
yourself.
someone to not
Right,
speak does
right.
not equate to
You're just
insecurity. You're
yapping.
using the wrong words.
Okay,
You need
okay,
to read a book.
okay,
When
sure.
you don't let someone speak, that has nothing to do with
Yeah,
insecurity.
because you're
No, it
scared. You're
doesn't.
scared of
How am
what
I?
somebody's going to say,
Okay, go
so you
ahead.
have to
Go ahead.
keep talking, so you
Okay,
don't have
go
to hear
ahead.
what they have to say.
Go ahead,
It's
sir.
easier. It's easier
Go
to drown
ahead,
out what
sir.
people have to say because you're
Go
scared.
ahead, sir.
You're
Okay, I'm so
insecure
scared.
because
I'm
you have
so
nothing to bring
insecure.
to the table.
Okay, go ahead,
Right?
sir.
Okay. So as I was saying, right? The black community, right? We have dealt with all types of racism throughout history, right? And those prejudice and racist laws still affect the black community. And so
It doesn't
I'm not
affect me
saying
and my
I'm
family,
not
so I don't know what you're
saying
talking about.
now I'm not saying that because of this the black community can't get ahead. I'm not saying that, right? Because we can, right? We do have freedom, right? But what I am saying is that we need to be aware of these issues and address them, right? Because if we know that, let's say somebody's dealing with some type of problem that was handed down from their
What?
genetically through their parents, right? If we know that, and then we say, okay, there's another group of individuals who are trying to exploit them, right? Don't just sit back and say, oh well, they should just overcome their obstacles, right? Yes, they
Who's being
should.
exploited
Yes,
in
they should. But
2025?
we need to
Okay,
address those who are
who's
putting
being
obstacles in front of them.
exploited in 2025, sir? No one is being exploited.
I'm
So
going to be honest with you, J Rob. I
What?
think you like the victim card at sometimes, but you're not making your point. That it doesn't come off as
Uh,
making sense.
all right, yo. All right, so just think about this. All right,
Like
how did
I'll be honest with you, J Rob. Serge, he plays a bigger victim than you.
ho- ho-
He's dumb as a rock. Don't get me wrong, but he is more
ho-
entertaining. I will give him
well,
that.
let me ask you this:
So
how did
hold on, J
Play
Rob. J
victim,
Rob,
I just get
stop,
on ass.
stop. So Serge, whenever To Be a Lady was, it is To Be a Lady, correct? Am I saying that right? Yes, To Be a
Yes,
Lady.
yes.
Whenever she was saying what she was saying, what was going through your mind, Serge, as you consistently play that victim card, sir? Go ahead.
What is victim? Calling her what she
What
is?
is
Is that
victim?
victim? All right, so me calling her all right, so me calling her what
Serge,
she is.
don't
That's
prove
me
me right.
playing victim.
Don't let me call you dumb as a rock, and then you come up here
Oh,
and prove me right within 12 seconds, sir.
you already know what
Go
happened
ahead.
earlier.
Go
You
ahead,
know
Serge.
I'm not as dumb as a rock. You know what happened earlier. Let's not do that. And I hope you post this to YouTube so all of these people
I
can
do
see what happened
every
earlier.
broadcast, Serge. And your bitch ass will
Thank
be up there
God.
playing
Thank God.
victim,
I'm gonna
looking dumb
repost
as
that
fuck.
too. I'm gonna take the clip of me cooking the shit out of you too.
Surge,
And I'm gonna
surge.
repost that. But anyway,
Okay,
all right, so
yeah.
she said I'm
Thank
not
you.
from the ghetto and
I'm
that
not.
there's multiple black communities. What does you having to be not from the ghetto mean? Does that just mean you're better than
So no, no,
everybody
no.
else?
So what that means is, I think that a lot of black people we tend to lump every black person into one crab in a bucket mentality. I mean, that's just what it means. We tend to kind of put every black person into one box as if like there's not different black people in America. You do have
Oh, we're
your
not.
1 second, you have your doctors, you have your nurses, you have my sister's a nurse, you have lawyers, doctors. I mean, all these affluent black people, singers, rappers who live in affluent neighborhoods or middle class. I personally grew up middle class. I didn't grow up rich. I grew up middle class. And
Okay.
then you also have the black people who are in the ghetto or hoods who are, doing what they're doing. So that's my point. I'm not saying that, oh my God, I'm better than anyone. I'm just saying there's a difference. And I think that it's kind of interesting. By you doing that, you're oppressing the black community in itself. Because by you putting us all in one box, that's oppression right there. So we're actually oppressing ourselves by doing that. Instead of
Okay.
understanding, okay, if I want to be, you know what I mean, in the middle class or in the wealthier neighborhoods, let me go to school. Let me, find a trade or let me do something so I can actually, build myself to become that. That's what our ancestors died for. So
All
for
right, let him
us
respond
or
to be lady.
you,
Let him respond. Let him
okay,
respond.
okay,
Go
okay.
ahead,
So
Serge.
my love, you think you're better because your family made some money.
I
That's
never
what
said
I'm
I'm
hearing.
better.
That's
But
how you're gonna start off.
You're being insecure
you
because
also
you
said
have
you're
no
not a part of
money.
our.
You have
I
no
mean, I ain't
money, so
gonna lie.
you're insecure. So
All right,
please
so all
stop
right,
it.
all right, I
I
have no money.
don't
All right,
have
I'm
to
20
say
years.
I'm better than
Remember this.
anyone.
Remember
I
this.
don't
Remember
have to say I'm
this.
better than
No,
anyone,
no, wait,
okay?
wait, wait, no.
Continue.
Remember this. I'm 20
Continue.
years old. Remember this. Remember this. I got
I
you.
don't care how
I'm
old you
insecure.
are.
I have no
I don't
money.
care
No,
how
no, no,
old
no, no,
you
no,
are.
no. 2
I don't
seconds,
need
because
to know how old you are or how much
I'm
money you have. I
outside. I'm
don't need
insecure
that.
and I have no money. I got you. I'm insecure and have no money. That is mine, and I'm 20 years old. Shut the
Okay,
fuck up,
whatever.
please.
Please stop cursing.
Please
Have
shut
some
the fuck
class.
up.
Have some class and some
All right. So
education.
anyway,
Read
you
a
think
book.
you're better because
Read a
you've made a
book.
little bit more
And maybe
money
you'll
than
feel
everybody else,
better.
and you're not a
Read a
part of
book.
the black. community. That's
Educate
why you're
yourself,
not better.
and
That's
then
why
you'll
you're
have
not a
some
part of our
confidence.
community because you made a little bit more money.
Educate yourself, and you'll have
I
more
have
confidence.
confidence. I just showed you
have
my.
no
I
confidence.
just showed you
No,
my Chrysler 300 specked
you
out
you
inside leather
Chrysler
seats,
300. How
sweetheart.
that's
Please don't do that.
poverty.
Please don't do
Chrysler,
that. Let's
that's
not do that.
poor. That's poor.
A
Chrysler,
Chrysler
that is
300.
like
That's poor.
poor.
Chrysler
Sorry, yes.
300.
That's
I'm
not.
20
That's
years
not.
old.
I'm not impressed.
I'm
If I was
20 years
20 and I
old.
met
That's
you, I
my
would not be
car.
impressed. No,
I'm 20 years old,
I'm
sweetheart, and
not
that's
impressed
my
by that.
car.
You got a Maury
If
show.
you invested in some funds, some stocks,
But
that's
anyway,
more
and I got
impressive.
equity,
Yeah,
and I bought a house. I have
Where
all
do you
that,
have
sweetheart. Let's
equity
not
at,
do that.
Serge?
Read a book.
I bought a house.
Go
I
ahead,
have a
Serge.
house. I have my own
Tell
property.
everybody about your equity.
I have a house and I have my own property. Letting that build equity. So let's continue on. So let's get off this narrative that you're better because you have more money than everybody else. You don't, and you're not better.
I never said I
Please,
have
let's
more
not
money
do
than.
that.
I said I'm middle class. That's what I said. I'm honest.
Yeah,
And
but
when
you
you
said
have
I'm not
confidence,
from the
when you
ghetto.
have
I'm not
confidence,
from the
you can
ghetto.
Well,
actually.
she's not from
I'm
the
not from the
ghetto,
ghetto. Well,
Serge.
sweetheart,
I'm
guess what?
not
I'm
from the
from the hood and I
ghetto.
have more money than you
So,
at 20 years
I
old.
mean, I'm
Think
not
about that.
comparing. I'm not comparing my money to yours.
But you
That's
were.
that's what
You're
losers
comparing middle
do.
classes to
That's
lower
what.
classes. That's
No, there's a
comparing.
difference. There's a difference.
You're speaking on you
That's
being
like
a part of the
class.
middle class. That is you comparing yourself to the lower class or the
No,
higher class.
I'm saying
Let's lock in,
that's the
sweetheart.
facts. That's
Let's
the
lock
facts.
in. Let's
If you,
lock in, please. That's
Why are you
fact.
telling her
You're
to
still
lock in?
comparing.
I don't
It
know what
can
he's
be
talking about.
facts. It
So
can be
why does
facts,
her
but you're
being
still
from a middle class
comparing.
neighborhood make her
You're
not
still
black?
comparing.
You
But
better
anyway, my
lock
grandpa
in,
was the mayor of
Serge.
my city. My grandpa was the mayor of my city, you know.
So then
That's
why are you talking about
amazing.
how you guys are
So
oppressed?
why
That's
are we
amazing.
talking
That's a
about
good
That's
that? But
thing.
I
amazing. I
don't think
love
That's
I'm
that for
exactly
not.
what we're
you. That's
saying.
fucking
Why
I
are
don't
you
amazing.
think,
talking about it
but
when you're not
this is the
oppressed?
thing. This
You're
is the
not a
thing.
thank you. You're
I
not
don't think
Being
oppressed.
I'm
poor is not an
better, and I
oppression. There
don't
are
think
people
I'm
who are
not a
poor
part
from
of
every
the black
race.
community because I
Exactly.
have
Thank you,
more
Nicole.
money. That's the
There
whole
are
point.
people who are
She
poor from
thinks
every
she's
race.
better because she's not a
Did
part
you
of the
know that
ghetto and that she has
80%,
more
no,
money.
what is it?
Who wants to be a part of the
77% of the people who
ghetto?
are on poverty on
Sweetheart,
Section 8 are
Who
white?
wants to
sweetheart, you
be?
The
said,
Who
fuck?
Nicole,
wants to
please,
live in
this
the
is an AB
ghetto?
conversation.
Who wants to live
I
in the
can wait
I'm
till a
trying to
ghetto?
second.
explain to
All right,
you that
hold
you
on.
already made
Stop,
a
please. Stop,
point.
please. Stop,
But
please. Stop, please.
because I don't know why Nicole keeps cutting in.
Just hold
Dave,
on,
please
Serge.
handle
Hold
that.
on, Serge. I'm so sorry. Top right, what's your name?
Lips.
What up, Lips?
Lips.
You can call me Noah.
Where are you from,
Nala?
love?
I'm from Illinois.
All right, what brings you up?
Obviously, your background.
Okay, well, what about this conversation? We have Serge playing his. He plays this bitch ass victim card nonstop.
You're gonna have to stop
Hold on,
insulting
Serge.
me.
Hold on 1 second,
You gotta
okay?
stop insulting me,
Hold
though,
on
brother.
1 second, Serge.
There's no place for that.
So, do you agree with the victim card or no?
I mean, I don't know what a victim card is, but I'm not a victim, so.
Tremendous. There are a lot of people, and this is my opinion, that they play victim for shit that happened to their ancestors. Right? It's 2025. Nobody is in the cotton fields. Nobody's
We got
telling
the same
you.
ancestors, by the way.
Hold on, Serge. Hold on 1 second, Serge. Nobody's telling black people to get to the back of the bus. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay, great. So, do you agree that is there anything that I can do as a white person that black people cannot in this country?
You personally, no.
Okay, can you give me an example of something a white person can do that a black person cannot?
Well, no.
Okay, very good.
I think we're capable of doing anything. I don't get your question, but
Okay,
I'm
no
assuming.
problem. No problem. Yeah,
It's slick racism. That's what it
Wait,
is.
go ahead, Serge. Say it again.
Oh yeah, I got a question. Oh yeah, it's slick racism, but I got a question.
Wait,
you know how earlier I said you were gonna prove my
Serge,
point?
hold on, let's address
You know how
it.
earlier
So
I said
what
you were
is
gonna prove my
slick-
point?
What is slick
You know what it
racism?
is. Let's
Go
not play
ahead.
dumb like earlier. You know what it is.
Wait,
but anyway,
Serge,
so
Serge,
is you
last
is no
chance
but I have
before I
a
drop
question.
you,
I have a
Serge.
really important question because
Serge.
you're not gonna talk over me and do that.
Okay,
I have a
Serge.
really important question.
I appreciate you, Serge. Once again, I want an explanation on what slick racism is. But let's get down to Rova. Rova, what do you got?
What's good, bro?
How are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm great. What brings you up this morning, kind sir?
I was just, reading the prompt, and I was just listening to what everybody had to say.
Okay, give me your thoughts.
I'm a Muslim Black Democrat. So
you're the trifecta.
I'm the trifecta. You feel me? And
Okay, let's.
I feel like all of it is bullshit. I feel like you're doing this just to rage bait people, and
Okay, so
I don't think that.
let's. Okay,
Go
no
ahead.
problem. Muslims responsible for over 100,000 terrorist attacks this century throughout the world. Democrats, a dying breed in this country. Okay, they are losing everywhere, right? And Black Americans, a whole lot of crime, and I'll just leave it at that for now. So, do you have a group of people that should be up there?
Yeah, white people definitely. I feel like
Okay,
all
so
Americans.
go ahead.
I
Tell
feel
me
like
how.
all Americans. I feel like
Okay,
all
no problem.
Americans
So,
should be up there.
okay, so tell me how white people are failing. Go ahead.
It's a lot of incest going on in the white neighborhoods.
Incest.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
All
see a
right.
lot of I see a lot of bad parenting from white communities. Not just only white communities. I want to clarify that for everybody in the comments. But if we're talking specifically about white communities, we
So
could say
give
that.
me a metric, Rova. Like, if we look at any FBI report, there's not one crime stat where black people are committing less than 13%. And it doesn't matter if it's murder or theft, anywhere. Okay?
Okay.
So talk to me about that. You can't come up here and talk about dumb stuff when black
That
people are outperforming their
Yeah,
numbers in
of
every
course.
crime
Don't you
category.
think instead of it being color, it could be a poverty thing? Because if you look at those same statistics, those crimes that's committed by white T people are in white T impoverished area. The same crimes that's committed in in the black community is in impoverished areas. So
Okay,
why
so
is it
what
wait,
FBI
1 second, 1 second,
report
let me
breaks
finish.
it down by poverty level?
I feel like when you have
I'm not
less.
looking for what you feel. I'm looking for
Okay.
facts. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for your feelings, right? I'm
hmm
looking for facts. So, what
What's
FBI report can you cite that breaks it down by poverty that proves your point?
I don't have a computer by me, sir. But
Okay.
if you put me on pull, if you I can mute my mic and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Ugh.
Can I say something really quick now that nobody is talking?
Yes. Go ahead, Nicole.
Rova, you seem like a very, very nice man. The reason he came like that was because of all the people predecessing you who only wanted to talk about race. So I love that you're coming with. You're right. You're not wrong. Poverty affects all races, and to say otherwise is an uneducated thing to state because they haven't lived in every state in America. And so every state in America has a poor, middle class, and rich area. Would you agree? So if every area in America, every state has a poor, middle class, and rich area, and there's only a certain percentage of each race in each state, wouldn't it make sense that also there are very impoverished ghetto areas that are Hispanic and Latina or Mexican or are Chinese or are white or Muslim or any other race? Wouldn't that make sense that those areas do exist?
Of course.
Okay. So earlier I tried to bring up that point and somebody told me that I didn't know what it was like to be poor because I am a white person, which I thought was banana crazy, right? My mom and I grew up very poor. I moved out at 14 years old and I had to find my own way on my own.
Can I make
I
a
That's
feel
point?
my
like
story.
Can I make a point to what
But
Nicole was saying?
I feel
So I
like
think
as a
that
white T person, you
one second,
have a
Rover. Can
lot
I just
more opportunities to not be
but I
put on.
didn't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you,
yeah,
sweetie. I
so
didn't.
thank you. So what
I didn't
Nicole was
have
saying,
anything.
yeah, what she's saying is there's plenty of poor white people that for some reason black people just assume, or some black people assume that every white person is rich. It's like no,
I don't think nobody
that's
assumes
your
that.
insecurity
I don't think
because
nobody assumes that.
well
But
that's
can I give you
the
an
other two
example?
guys,
Can
the
I give
other
you an
let me
example?
can I
I work
finish?
for a
Can
blue
I
collar.
finish?
Hold on,
Can I
oh,
finish,
go ahead,
Rover?
sweetheart. My bad.
No,
Go ahead.
so I feel bad for Nicole because it's like people assume just because you're white that you have this silver spoon, and it's like that's not the case. Like it's different levels, of wealth, poverty, and many different races. So that's what Nicole was saying. So I think that some black people should stop assuming that every black person is poor from the ghetto and every white person is rich and from affluent neighborhoods. That's what she's saying.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. Because
Yeah.
any job that I got, they weren't like, oh, you're a Caucasian white woman. Let's give you the job. No, because one thing
Right.
you're missing in all of this is the next most oppressed gender in America is female, no matter what color their skin. It is
Exactly.
hard for me. I work at an oil refinery. I am the only female that works here, and I had to bust my ass to get here. I had to work long hours. I had to work every day of the week, no days off to make it. I had to go to school on the side. I had to put in work.
What do you
And
do
I had
inside the
to
oil
rent.
refinery?
I'm an operator just like all the other men,
You're an
son.
operator, so you're making about $30-$40 an hour.
No, I
work-
don't make
listen,
$30 or $40 an hour
I
because
work-
I'm a woman.
Okay.
I make
so I work in a-
$24 an hour.
I work in an oil refinery as well, right? But my oil refinery got sued because they wasn't hiring black people. Now, mind you, the oil refinery, right, is a blue collar job that doesn't require a college education, right? They employ over I believe 3,000 or 4,000 people in this area, right? In this specific refinery.
I'm
And-
sorry that happened at your refinery.
I
That's
know,
terrible.
understand. Let me finish. So when you say, oh well, what's his name, Dave, right? When Dave was saying, what can I do what can I do that other people cannot do? It was a lot of black people applying for the job that didn't get the job to the point where they had to have they had to have a lawsuit and they started hiring people for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Can
Now-
I explain something to you really quick, sweetie?
Yeah, of
So
course.
when I
go
started
after
working
you,
here,
Nicole?
what's
Just-
that?
Can I go after you? I just have something. to
Yeah,
say.
no. I just wanted to say one thing really quick to him. How hard do you think it was for me when they
Whoever I cut off, I'm sorry. I turned you guys down. I'm on two different broadcasts right now. And it's hard to follow along, and I'm trying really hard. But let's just start over here. I'm not going to focus over there. Let's go with. I'm so sorry. What was your name again?
Nala or Manny.
Manny. Wait, I know you.
You do know me.
How have you been?
I've been good. Thanks for asking. How have you been?
I've been great. You were supporting the Democrats, correct?
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. How'd that work out? And you would come up here and tell me that Joe Biden was going to win, then Kamala Harris was going to win.
Yeah, I was very hopeful, of course, but no, I'm not a Democrat anymore. I'm worse than what a Democrat is.
You are. You're a socialist. You're like.
I mean, not
where are you at
technically.
again? Hold on, let me follow you. Where are you at in the country? You're not in New York City, are you?
I'm in Illinois.
You did say that. I'm sorry. But are you a fan of Mamdani in New York City?
Absolutely, I am.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
I understand it can be a shame for a lot of people, but me personally, I'm rooting for Mamdani. He's for the people of New York. How you see a guy interacting with the people of his own estate, and you're like, that's terrible. I don't see that, Dave. But
let's not focus on just New York City. Let's just go macro view throughout the country. What is going well in America right now?
Personally, I don't think anything is going well.
Nothing. Is it good or bad that the stock market is hitting record highs?
I would say that. I guess that's good.
Is it good or bad that murder is on pace to be down 20% in this country?
Well, I don't know if I believe that because our president is telling us that a lot of cities are war.
Okay, no problem. Is it good or bad that border encounters and border crossings are down?
That depends too. I mean, but good, I guess.
No problem. Is it good or bad that Trump is trying to take out the people that are bringing drugs in our country, whether it's at the border or in Venezuela? Is that good or bad?
Take out how?
Okay, so
is he putting them in prison or?
Okay, let's say that somebody is bringing in enough fentanyl to kill 100,000 people. Do you have a preference on if they're in jail or dead?
I mean, yeah, I do believe in due process.
Okay, great. Okay, so and that's the thing with the Democrats. When people say who's the leader of the Democratic Party, there is nobody. It is Donald Trump. Because what he has Democrats doing is defending illegal immigrants, defending more crime,
Right.
worrying about if drug dealers that historically are killing thousands and thousands of Americans, you're worried about if they're in jail or dead, and that's why Trump is so efficient.
Would you not like care about due process? Okay, I
don't
guess
give
I get
two
what
flying
you're
fucks.
saying.
I'm
So-
going to be honest with you. If somebody's bringing fentanyl into our country, I do not care if they live or die.
Okay, I understand.
Okay,
And
just
you
being
know, if there's
honest with
people
you.
that they're a little bit more like fervent about situations like that when it comes to like the people who have lost families to that, I
only the
understand.
Democrats. It's only the Democrats that are like that, right? And just think back whenever the Biden DOJ was processing or prosecuting Donald Trump, it was always, well, nobody's above the law. We should let the court process pan out. Now that James Comey and John Bolton is next are getting prosecuted, now I guess they're above the law? How does that make sense?
I don't think anyone's above the law, whether Democrat or Republican. I think if you commit a crime or if you do bad shit, you're a bad person and you don't deserve to be in any position of power and you're not exempt from the law. I believe that for anyone, right? Including Donald Trump himself. So, you know,
Okay,
I don't
so-
think anyone is above the law.
Just two things, and then I'll let you. I'm sure you came up on a mission, and I'll let you execute that mission. But anybody that says Joe Biden was vigorous and going to win, Harris was going to win, you have zero credibility. That's number one.
Okay.
And number two, for you to live in this country and to say that nothing is going well in America, when I just mentioned a handful of things that most people would agree that that is good and productive for America, for you to question it or push back or say no, you just lose even more credibility. Okay.
Well, Dave, I understand, but then I'm also looking at, and I get it, you know, it's easy to look at these things and be like, well, the stock market, wow, he just made these people $9 million. Like he stood in a room with his billionaire friends and said, I made him $900 million today. I'm right here today looking at people that can't afford meals. Their grocery prices are still skyrocketing. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican issue. There's a lot of people today that are complaining about day-to-day things, living paycheck to paycheck. Mothers can't afford daycare, right? Let alone they don't have enough money to invest in the stock market. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about people today that are complaining about their day-to-day lives because they can't live peacefully, especially single mothers, right? And you mentioned illegal immigrants, and you're saying Democrats care more about them than the American people. Donald Trump himself also cares about illegal immigrants, given the many times he's said these people are essential to us. The many times this year alone where he's switched back and forth between we're going to keep them, we're going to deport them, we're going to keep them, we're going to deport them, right? Because he recognizes their value. So I get it.
All right, come on, get off your soapbox. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, so what was your mission in coming up here? Did you want to bitch about ICE going to Chicago?
No.
Or the National Guard? What did you want to bitch about?
There's one thing specifically that I did want to bring up and it was with the lady on the panel before with the blue thing where she was saying,
Which one? I'll bring her back up if she's in the queue. Which one?
I forgot her name, but her profile picture had like a blue hue to it. Like she was right, I think below me or underneath me. She was speaking
what was your problem with what she said?
Not a problem, but I did want to bring up statistics because she said it's easy for people to assume that white people have always had a silver spoon and that everyone goes through poverty. And granted, poverty does not discriminate. It can 100% happen to anyone. But then there's an issue that I have to where we're going to talk about per capita. And once again, this is from, give me 1 second. We're going to go through statistics. So this is going to be from census.gov, and I'm going to pull the report. It's a 62-page report. You click the link on.
Wait, just bottom line me. What are you trying to prove with this report, love?
To prove that even though black people make up 13% of the population and white people make up majority of it, I believe is 64% or 68%, black people are overrepresented when it comes to poverty. So, and here's another example, and it breaks it down state by state.
Can I
right?
just say one sentence? Because I really believe, and I mean this, Manny, that there's a lot of black people in poverty still because of their mindset.
Okay.
And it is holding them back. If we were to go in, and I'm telling you, here in Pittsburgh, there's a couple neighborhoods that are super ghetto in the hood, Hazelwood, Wilkinsburg, stuff like that. And I feel if that you and I went into those neighborhoods and sincerely talked to people, their mindset is what's holding them back more than the white man. But I want you to finish your point.
Okay. No,
Go.
you're Dave, and let's say I will agree with you and say some people are just a product of their own environment, right? That's a natural thing. That's not race or anything, ethnicity. That's a natural thing globally with humans, right? You're a product of your environment. Now, I'm going to give you an example we're going to talk about because this is an issue that I think we do need to address if we want the prosperity for all people, right? Black people. In Indiana, when I first moved to the United States, I lived in a small city called Hobart, Indiana, right? It's a predominantly white community. And around that, or right next to it, is Gary, Indiana. Then you have Maryville, Crown Point, Valparaiso, Cherville, and the surrounding areas. Gary, Indiana was once the most flourishing city in the United States. It was the steel mill city. And with the white flight, and that's not a bad thing, it's just they closed them down. White people left Gary, Indiana, and they moved to different cities, the surrounding cities.
What
Gary,
are you doing?
Indiana
You
has
always
virtually...
do this, Manny. What is your
But
biggest
this is
point? Come on,
history,
I don't
Dave.
need a
This is
map.
not...
I don't need a map of the state of Illinois.
No, I'm
What
just
is your
saying.
biggest point?
So okay. Main point being, if I'm giving an example of Gary, Indiana, because they have virtually no schools, no opportunity for education, and then virtually no businesses, no opportunity for employment. If you go down Broadway, all of their businesses are closed with the exceptions of a couple of barbershops and salons and maybe grocery stores. Recently, 67 of their grocery stores were closed down, right? So how do people in that environment where they have no opportunity or little to no opportunity for education and employment, how do they prosper? Like, how do they do better for themselves? What do they see? And they're like, oh, there is opportunity outside of this. Like, how? Like, that's a genuine question.
Okay, so there's a question there. What's the question?
Just
Manny, when you ramble on, you lose me. But go ahead, Les. What is your question?
In a city where, once again, they have little to no opportunity for education and employment, how do they prosper?
Okay.
That's the question,
Go
Dave.
get a
Are you not
fucking job. If you're living in
How
the
do I get a
ghetto
job
outside
where
of
people-
Chicago or here in Pittsburgh, okay, it's not like the whole neighborhood is just sitting around not without a job, right? There's a million things you could do now, whether it's online, okay, whether it's you start up an online store or you say you could go get a job delivering food for Uber Eats or DoorDash or what all these other companies that are doing it. For you to sit there and act as if just because stores are closed in the ghetto and they cannot thrive or go make money for their family, that's a lie, Manny. That is a bold-faced lie.
Okay, and Dave, I'm gonna drop where not like, or I don't know if you're tired of having me up here or people in the comments are tired, but the
Manny, don't worry about that. No, I'm just saying.
no,
Manny,
I'm just saying. Main reason why I brought this point up is because in conversations like this, a lot of the times we look at numbers, and I get it. I love the numbers, which is why I brought them up. But we're not being realistic, right? And that's
Manny,
why
you're not being realistic, Manny. For
Dave,
you to
how?
act as if because you're living in the ghetto and stores around you are closing and there's nowhere to quote unquote prosper within a 3-mile radius of your home, that does not mean you cannot make money. Point blank.
You said, right, and you said, once again, being realistic, even in Hobart, Indiana, if you didn't have a car, you were fucked because there was no public transportation. The same thing with Gary, right? You're saying you could just do Uber, and I get it. In America, you have opportunity to make money wherever. The stock
You can
market,
deliver
like you
food
said,
on a bike.
Uber, Instacart, you said all of that. But once again, these, like DoorDash, if I sign up right now, there's a waiting list, right? So I have to wait for how many months? How am I going to make money for me and my children to
That's a
pay
lie.
school
There's not a
fees?
waiting list for DoorDash and
Yes,
Uber
there.
Eats.
I have
They're
to wait 2 months before I
consistently looking for
apply.
people.
Sometimes there's waiting lists on these things because a lot of people do want to use those to make money. Like, it's not automatic acceptance. Like, just that's what I'm saying. Be realistic. And this is not to make excuses. I do believe that there's people that just want to be lazy, but who wants to fester in living in poverty and crime rate? Which is why,
But
like
Manny,
they
that's
say,
where I think you are insulting these people. You are coming off as racist. That if you are in the hood and stores are closing down, you cannot prosper. I am taking the mindset is they could prosper in so many different ways, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their education level. It does not matter. So you're the one that comes off as racist to me. That you're saying because you're in the hood, you can't do anything.
Dave, how once again, how if I'm in why do people in countries where they have limited resources for education, economic opportunity, like South American countries where a
Focus
lot
on
of their
America.
people are
Who's coming
here.
off more racist? The person
Okay,
that's saying
Dave,
because you're in the hood you can't do shit,
it's
or
called
me
being
that's saying it doesn't matter where you are, what your skin color is, what your education level is, you can fucking prosper in this country.
Dave,
Who's
do
coming
you
off
think
more racist?
do
Me
you
or
think
you?
okay, just and maybe if I am racist, I'll say I'm racist and I was wrong. I just have one question and you can prove that I'm racist with this one. Do you think a
No, well, hold
person
on, Manny, I want to be clear. Do I really think you're
Okay, all
racist?
right.
No, I don't think you're racist. But your approach to this conversation and saying that if you're from this area, you have no chance to succeed, where I'm saying the other way that they have every chance to prosper in this country. Do you see the
No,
difference?
because then that's taking away from the fact that we have to help these communities, or let alone like it's been shown statistically through the National Library of Medicine that Black communities are severely underfunded. Gary, Indiana, being a ghost town now because they don't fund it as much as they do, and you can even make the point that it's a Democratic leader, sure. The point being that these people don't have access to the things that they need to prosper. And it's not being racist calling that out. It's just telling you that if you want to see them do better, then advocate for the things that really matter.
Okay, but once again, I just want to be clear. It does not matter how much your school district is funded, your education level, nothing matters. You have every opportunity in this country to wake the fuck up and go get shit done. Okay, and there are people that get out of the hood, right? Manny, there are people that make it and they do well for themselves and for their family and they get the fuck out of the hood. Okay, so it is what it is, Manny.
You see how why do they get out of there? You can't prosper in the hood if you've got money. Why do they move? Why do businesses move out of the quote unquote the hoods? Why?
Really? Why? If you're a store and you're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every year because of theft, your turnover when it comes to employee retention is horrendous because you're in the hood. Okay, I'm not going to knock any business owner that says it is in my best interest for my business to get the fuck out of the hood. Like, why would I ever knock? People know what's best for their business. So if you're losing, hypothetically, you're losing a whole bunch of money because of theft. Employee turnover is horrendous. The attitudes of people in that neighborhood are horrendous. Why would you stay? Why would you stay?
Okay. So basically you're saying that they choose not to stay because of the crime, not because possibly their businesses fail, because most people do not have that money to afford right, okay, but it's crime, right?
But once again, it's not always crime. What happens if you're in a neighborhood like Hazelwood and it's okay, you're not bleeding too much money, but a storefront opens up in Greenfield, which is a nicer neighborhood 10 minutes away, and it would make more sense to move 10 minutes away and you're going to profit more. It doesn't always have to be about crime. It doesn't always have to be about, and like, there's no set roadmap, right? So I just don't get it, Manny. And you have not changed one fucking bit, Manny. You come up here on your talking point. You're always on a mission, and you don't land it. You don't.
Because it's more than just landing a point. These conversations are really nuanced, so you got to break them down, and you really got to get to the point. Once again, because
But am I not breaking it down further for like
yeah, but
enough
so
for you?
am I. And the thing is, it's like you're not wanting to understand what I'm saying. I'm getting what you're saying, and I'm trying to show you, well, this is why. And I think instead of just like highlighting the on the surface, let's see why this happens and how we can fix it. I guess that's what my problem is. But I'm not gonna lie, I did even become more radical over the couple of years that I haven't been on.
Why?
It's easy to become radical, Dave. Like, have you not seen our current political climate? And when I say radical, I don't mean I'm advocating for violence. It's just, why are we treating people the way we are? Like, it's terrible. Like, especially the rhetoric. That's what I hate. Like, freaking rhetoric. Man. That's the
Manny,
whole reason why we're in this situation with poor Charlie Kirk, because of rhetoric. And I'm trying to, man. Anyway, both on the left and the right. It's terrible.
Manny, I think your side, the left, has spent over a decade calling the sitting president a Nazi, Hitler-like, and anybody that supports Donald Trump is the same. So I don't want to come up here. I don't want you coming up here acting as if both sides are just as guilty.
Well, but then if I bring up the point though, Dave, that the president of Israel, the country that you support, making points like the woke right, he's holding a conference where he's talking about how terrible the woke right is becoming. I didn't hear him talk about the left, but hey, maybe it's just me. It's both sides, Dave, and it truly is. Like, are you gonna
Manny,
deny?
I hope you come back more. I have a conference call to get on, and I think talking about Israel with you would be just as unproductive. We wouldn't get anywhere because you have your mindset, I have my mindset, and I feel that you base it in a lot of emotions. That's all. I have always got along with Manny. Manny is a good person. But the fact that she's more radical is scary. My hope is people like Manny and those that remember pharmacy and people like that, my hope is that they would see that the country is going well. There are good things happening in this country, and they would come back to the center more and towards the right more because of success. And the fact that she was very open, she said, I am more radical. That's the problem. And once again, Manny's a good person. She's not a racist. She's a sweet chick. But she has been wrong every fucking step of the way. Regardless, follow me. Click the link in my bio. Follow my YouTube. I appreciate you all, regardless of what side you're on. And to me, it is very simple. You're either on the side of facts and common sense, or you're not. And I think that is shown every morning here. But I got to get on a conference call. I love you all. Steelers play tonight in Cincinnati. A very important game. So go Steelers. I love you all.